Now, as we've been reporting over the last few weeks, this summer marks the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings, that invasion of Normandy by British, American and Canadian forces that paved the way for the defeat of Germany in the Second World War.
Well, its success relied on intelligence gathered by officers who could listen into German radio communications. Our reporter John Maguire has been to meet two women who played a key role.
Hello.
Hello. And you've got a stick as well.
After all this time, we brought you a few little flowers.
Oh, how lovely. That is nice.
Still friends after 80 years, Pat Davis and Pam Harding first met as Wrens in the Royal Navy during the Second World War.
Charo.
Oh, an HRO.
Oh, gosh. If they plugged it in, do you think we'd hear anything?
We're reuniting them with what Pat calls an old friend, one of the radio sets they used to listen in to the German Navy.
If you got a German ship on a frequency, then you stayed on that frequency.
And scribbled like mad.
Even little snippets could be quite useful. So we wrote down exactly, didn't we?
Oh, yes.
What we picked up.
Whether anybody could read what we'd written at such a speed, I don't know.
They were stationed here, Abbotscliff, now a holiday rental, but during the war, a front-line listening post on the Kent coastline. German-occupied Calais was just 19 miles away.
You could sort of see the lights on the German cars opposite and so on. It was so close.
Many of the messages were sent on to Station X, which we now know were the code breakers at Bletchley Park. But at the time, as with everything else, it was secret.
The people who were qualified in Morse took down this four-figure code, which was alleged to be unbreakable. But I'm quite sure, looking back, that it was broken.
They were selected because they spoke German, a skill both possess to this day.
Also, wo gehen Sie jetzt?
Was sagst du?
Abbotscliff sits between Dover and Folkestone, key targets for German attacks, which were frequent. The women stationed there called it Hellfire Corner.
Oh, there was a lot of shelling because Dover and Folkestone were very, very badly damaged.
You had to take your tin hat wherever you went.
Did you?
Yes, we did.
Oh. I suppose I did, but I don't remember
I
it.
don't think it would have done you much good in a shelling. And I do remember being in the watchroom, and this girl came running in, saying, "Look what I found!" And it was an unexploded bomb.
Oh dear.
Get out, get out!
While civilian Britain sleeps, history's greatest story is being written.
Like everyone else, they knew an invasion of northern France was being planned, but had no idea of exactly where or when. A key part of the Allied planning was deception, something Pat witnessed firsthand.
One morning I'd been on night duty, I suppose, and was happily reading on the cliff, and this little party of people came up, including the Prime Minister, Winston Churchill. Well, 8 o'clock in the morning, you don't expect quite that. And if those sort of people come along, you're supposed to salute. Only if wearing a hat. Well, I was not sitting wearing a hat, so all I could do was wave and say, "Hello, good morning." And Churchill and everybody waved back and said, "Hello, good morning." So they went to the edge of the cliff and they looked across at Calais.
Yes.
I think it was part of the deception that they did, because we were going to land in Normandy, but we were up at the Dover end, you know, miles away from Normandy.
Because Folkestone Harbour was full of imitation ships.
Churchill wanted it reported that he had been on the Kent coast looking across.
Pam was on duty the night before D-Day, and once they realised the operation was underway, her thoughts turned to Geoffrey, her future husband and a prisoner of war.
It was a lovely sunny morning. We went out on the cliff and looked across, and I was thinking, "Ah, yes, it's going to be over. We're coming to get you."
It's believed that from the hundreds of Wrens who served in WWII service, only 3 are still alive. They were a relatively small part of the largest invasion that had ever been launched, but still a vital part, helping to win the war and therefore saving countless lives. John Maguire, BBC News, Torbay.
There's our inspiration for the day, John.
Weren't they brilliant?
Yes, Pat and Pam, morning. Thank you for that incredible chat.
Great, just to see them laughing and
Yes.
remembering together, despite
Yes.
the seriousness, just still good old mates.
Yes.
Right.